Good evening and welcome to the Midwest Motorsports GT4 Series. It's Tuesday night and it is pouring down rain at Watkins, Glen, world famous racetrack, 3.45 miles with the boot, 11 turns. Going to be full madness. These GT4 cars are a handful on the dry, much less in the rain. We have a full field of Midwest Motorsports GT4 drivers. We have 37 cars. Thanks to each and every Midwest Motorsports driver that has showed up. We're ready for an exciting season. This is race number 2. So it's still too early to talk about points, but congratulations to Brian Coxon, last year's runner-up, has the points lead for now. But again, early in the season. Look at the race we got going tonight in the full rain. Qualifying in the wet takes a special skill, and Chase Fincher brought the skills with him today. Chase Fincher in the McLaren, we're looking up right ahead of us, puts it on the pole. Logan Bowl, P2, P3, Michael Odell in the BMW, Justin Glickner, P4, Jason Phillips, last year's season's champion, 5th, Jason Wahlberg, John Daniels, Brian Coxon, Ian Bakaitis, your first AM driver, qualified 10th, Justin Thaler, 9th, as we're making our way past the last 2 turns, a short out lap. I'm sorry I couldn't call out everybody's name on the out lap. Got Adam Sondag down in the truck working all of the cameras for us. Give a shout out to Adam Sondag if you see him on the chats. Adam, it's James in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, James, how's it going?
It's going great, man. We're green. How about that? Chase Fincher put it on the pole, and he's got an early start. Michael Odell and Justin Glickner going 2 wide around the first turn, full wet. You got Steve Hansel running wide. Remember, 4Xs and above will be reviewed after the first lap, so these guys are going to keep it clean, but there's so much unknown. The spray stays up in the air. Adam, I don't know what we're going to call, man, but we're going to try to do our best to call the racing between the drops of moisture in the air from the spray. Justin Thaler in the wall.
It's going to be slick. We got people going uphill. We've got lots of curbing. It's hard to get through the bus stop without taking a lot of curb, but that's going to be dangerous today.
I think everybody's got to be on their tiptoes, including our broadcast PC, which I believe might be a little bit overwhelmed with 37 cars. So apologies for that, but one of those growing pain things. Maybe it's something we can work on in the future. But it looks like the top 3 have broken out a little bit. 2-second gap back to 4th.
Looks like we've already got trouble for the 19.
Right now, as they run, Chase Fincher, Logan Bowl, Michael Odell, 1, 2, 3. These guys are just playing it safe, driving fast enough to pull away and try to stay with each other, but not screw it up. As Justin Glickner and Jason Wahlberg in P4 going side by side, going through the track, coming out of the boot, back onto the NASCAR section, as Justin Glickner and Jason Wahlberg side by side. Coming around for the first lap, Chase Fincher and the blue McLaren up front, Logan Bowl in the Porsche second, Michael Odell P3. It's not just my screen that's blinking, right, Adam?
No, the rain, it does add another element to the demands of the graphics. Try to balance having performance of making this look good, but also making it watchable. So may need an adjustment down the line, but our drivers are coming through here for the second lap.
Full rain. I mean, you saw Michael Odell there. Looks like he aquaplaned. I don't know if he hit anything in the wall, but coming through the S's, they were pouring down rain. He now becomes vulnerable to John Daniels. Justin Glickner into the bus stop. Jason Wahlberg decides to back out and let Justin Glickner back in, but that makes him vulnerable to Jason Phillips and the big ass fan Mercedes right behind him. Michael Odell's gathered it up. Jason Wahlberg and Justin Glickner now side by side. Jason Wahlberg in the Mercedes, like Jesse
Sounds like
Coffey's. Go ahead.
race control has some calling out somebody having issues down outside of turn 1. So got a couple cars backwards. Looked like Rick Bundren jumped to the pits there, so may have been involved. The 29 of Dan Gish is also in the pits currently. Looks like those two guys got some early repairs.
Michael Odell continues to drop back now. It's like John Daniels moving up. Jason Wahlberg and John Daniels got around Michael Odell. Michael Odell in the red and white BMW, so he's going the wrong direction. John Daniels up 5 spots from his starting position. I was going to say the streaming PC might have caught back up, but maybe not. There's Jesse Coffey fighting with Ian Bacaitis. I believe. No, that's Ronald. That was Nicholas Aslan in a very similar paint scheme. Black and red, Mercedes. And then Adrian Fedorowski. This is for P17. Jesse Coffey's Porsche looks good coming through the S's. Trying to keep it in one piece, pointing the right direction.
Got a lot of guys taking probably a smart view, which is that there's some, looks like John Daniels got a little sideways there. There is some risk reward here as everybody tiptoes their way out on cold tires. If you can make an aggressive move, it might be pretty worth it here. Looks like a couple of guys took advantage of that. John Daniels being one of them.
Yeah, from P8 to P3. Good on John Daniels. Maybe had a bad qualifying or taking advantage of somebody else's bad runs. Or just an aggressive start in the rain and nobody wanted to take a risk letting John through, so let's let him go. See where he ends up at the end, but good start for John Daniels.
Here's Justin Thaler early on. Ooh, just got, one way then the other. Classic traction control, just let the man work.
Yeah.
Well controlled to stay out of harm's way, and he's still running, so somehow he must have managed to scrub enough speed to not take damage on that.
As looks like maybe Cal Guru came right behind him in the same thing. Or Sartain, Ryan Sartain. Top 2 have broken away almost 7 seconds. That's what rain racing will do. The digger cam shows the front 2. Chase Fincher, Logan Bowl. Good on Chase. I know he's been working on getting his rig fixed, so we're glad to have Chase back in the field. Here's the race for third with John Daniels. Back to Logan Bowl, P2. Miserable conditions. Couple of breaks in the clouds, but in a 1-hour race, I don't think we're going to see any dry running as Chase Fincher lifts early to roll through first part of the boot.
Yeah, these two have really broken away. They've got a pretty good lead here on Michael Odell and John Daniels, who are not slow drivers as we've seen so far.
Logan Bull making a run for it as they head up the sole of the
Logan
boot.
just joining us. I believe this is Logan's first race.
He was there last week.
Okay, Logan was there last week. Wonderful.
Did the preseason race with us also, I believe, at Daytona. So showing his speed for sure, though, as he now takes over the lead from Chase Fincher.
Yeah, nice confident move to get it done through the boot.
That off-camber uphill right-hand turn that's 180 degrees, known as the toe, is a really challenging place to put down traction, especially in the wet. But Logan got a great run on the exit, put it in the inside line going into the heel, and Chase, I don't want to say he allowed it to happen, but he didn't put up too big of a fight, knowing that they have a lead. And look at that. Michael Odell has made it back up to 3. John Daniels dropping back. Now vulnerable to Jason Wahlberg. See if how badly Jason wants it. Wait for, I guess it might have been a mistake because John Daniels definitely dropped back. Easy to do, just like you said, Adam. Tiptoes, fingertips, and whoa, sideways. There he goes. Jason Wahlberg trying to put the power down. Uphill S is pouring down rain. Aquaplaning. Wet tires.
Another really nice stave. It's
Yeah.
I mean, to keep going, it's pretty impressive there. That's a place where you can really cause a problem, plug up the entire chute, keep everybody from coming up, and force race director Josh Watt to come out of the pits in his safety car.
I'm sure he's chomping at the bit, ready to come.
I think he might be nervous that his Dark Horse Mustang safety car will be anxious to run right into a wall. So we'll see if our race director has to come out, if he can handle the puddles.
Even though it was dry, I think he learned his lesson at the Roval when he spun it in between the walls. But
he laid down the law. Let him know who the boss is.
That's right. The law won. Jason Phillips chasing down Justin Glickner. That's Sam Hubbard behind him.
Very strange to see the big ass fans livery on a McLaren. Not used to that.
Not used to seeing it outside of the top 3 either.
I'm sure that Jason has some pit strategies in mind for what he'd like to do. You know, he loaded up a test session last night for people with some rain, so good practice for people to get that time in. So should see the people that got to spend time in that session flesh out from this group.
I mean, that's what it takes to learn how to drive in the rain, right? It's just repetition, lap after lap in the rig.
Yeah, there's really no better way to learn. I mean, you can load in yourself and run on a solo session, but when you get in with other people and you have to be aware of not AI, but real human traffic, I think that really changes the degree to which you're aware and the sort of anxiety you have to cause any problems for anybody else, but also to push yourself to try to improve and get better. So I think that's a great time to have focused time to work and learn and improve, and also get in the chat and talk with people. What did you see? How are you handling this turn? It's really helpful. It's, I mean, a great tool for people to get better.
Justin Shoup here. The AMG gray and yellow. Running a wet line through the S's. Trying to carry as much speed without losing the rear end. The AMG, whoa, slippery.
Ooh.
On the power into the barrier. Oh no, he looked around, couldn't catch it. Broadcaster's curse.
Looks like Walker was able to slide through without issue.
He returned to the pits. Well, that was a good call by Walker to nearly have missed that. Alexander Stetler here, coming into the bus stop.
Really treacherous. You can see there that, just being off a little bit and trying to correct it really can cause some chaos. If you lift too quick or you brake too quick, you might see the rear end lose weight, and with that wet factor, you might start sliding around and end up backwards, looking at the guy who's right behind you face to face.
Speaking of right behind you, that looks to be like Christopher Hopper. Welcome back, Christopher Hopper. We missed you, buddy. P19 right now, working his way up in the purple McLaren this season. Pink and purple McLaren. Applying the pressure. He's got a black nose, some green down the middle. This is the race for 15th and 16th. We go
Great
on
to
board
see
with
Hopper back.
Chris. Absolutely, it is.
A
And the
pillar of the
McLaren.
community. It's like Steve Hansel may have a problem, or maybe just maybe gone a little deep on that turn. Looks like he's going slow. He might have a tire down.
Missed the turn before, maybe, or into the very. Oh, he's got
He's got
damage.
some damage. Yeah, that
His
front
left
left
front.
wheel is not spinning, so it looks like. Yep, and race director Josh Watt says the 24 has a meatball, so he will be making his way into the pits. So nice driving from him, really, all things considered, to make it back into the pits without that wheel allowing him to control it.
Yeah, without a toe, he's going to keep some track position, although it's definitely going to hurt. Even with the full tank, I think he's going to need a splash at the end. Can't quite make it from here.
Race director Josh Watt might have a conversation with him about spreading debris across the track, but that's for the post-race meeting.
Jason Phillips, Justin Glickner.
This is a
Glickner goes
nice
back
little
in.
group here.
4, 5, and 6 we're watching.
Somebody on the driver's communication is asking for confirmation if they have a rear bumper. They do not, but apparently their wing is still intact. Not sure who that was. We got a number of incidents here that have come across.
I'm happy to go through them if you want. Taking a chance. Oh, Jason Wahlberg. Oh, no. After a great save earlier into the grass this time, this is in the uphill S's
Oh,
again.
that sounds like
No, that's going on the toe.
that might be his bumper that was being checked.
That is the
Not
toe
where
of
you
the
want to
boot.
be. Yep. So that's no bumper, but he still has his arrow. As long as nothing else is damaged on his rear. Yeah, he
Oh,
just
that's
jumped
the
to the
toe.
pits.
Darn.
It happens, especially in this new world. Our drivers are, learning these cars in the wet.
Speaking of, somehow we missed it. Michael Odell has made a pass on Chase Fincher for P2. So Michael Odell has caught back up to Chase as well. And now takes over the lead. Logan Bowl has a problem. He's dropping back big time, all the way up the front, 1, 2, and 3.
See if we can get the pass pulled up here. We are having so many passes and overtakes happening here on the track that the events are buried.
Michael Odell is the 56. Logan Bowl is the 3. I think Logan Bowl went from first and then started dropping really fast, 5, 6, 7 seconds at a time. So new leader, Michael Odell. Definitely taking advantage of the conditions.
Oh,
There
yeah,
it
it
is,
looks like Logan got off there into the wall.
just like Jason Wahlberg.
A little bit
Oh.
more like Ross Chastain, but able to slingshot himself back on. He's still in second, but lost about 6 seconds there on that. We
Must have been
saw,
occupied
yeah. Let's see if we can catch
downhill.
here. See if we can catch here if he just missed it or if he was. Because usually you're not that far over
Onboard
coming
might
into
have
this.
smoked. Under braking, it went left. Got two wheels off in the grass and pulled him in. Only thing I can
Nice,
think of.
nice save to get the impact onto the door, keep the controls safe.
Grab a gear and take off, buddy. I don't blame you. But he's almost 7 seconds, 6.4 now, back from the leader, Michael Odell, who's drifting Formula D style out of the chute into the toe. This is where all the action has been the last couple of laps, where Logan missed it. Now he's got a 6 second lead.
Speaking of Ross Chastain, we saw Ross on Saturday taking a ride in the Skip Barber Aston
Right,
Martin
sponsored.
GT4 in the Pilot Challenge. So that was fun to see. He did believe he left his pit box with something attached and got himself a pet drive-through penalty. So the pros are just like us; they're just like the people in our league, getting drive-through penalties for mistakes. So it was good to see him out there. He really looked like he was running pretty well for most of the race, but
Yeah, it was really cool how he credited Skip Barber for helping him improve on his real world NASCAR road racing.
yeah,
I'd say
we've
he did pretty good.
seen that a couple times now, and we saw Bubba at Daytona in a Supra GT4. So, oh no,
Ooh,
little loose from Ian Bacaitis, but it looks like
ooh.
he managed to straighten it out.
Travis Rowe gets by, Jesse Coffey gets by.
But yeah, it's been great to see people get into different disciplines. Mentioned earlier before the race, I talked to Joey Hand at Road America about running the Chicago NASCAR Cup race and how well he did in that race. And, it's the multidiscipline helps everybody. And I think it's, great for people to see just what competition people have.
Definitely a cool moment. I'm happy for you. I'm sure it was cool to meet somebody of that stature. Drove the Ford GT and Rolex 24. Definitely a good driver, Joey Hand. Look at the wide line Jesse Coffey's taking. I like it. Getting away from the slippery oil and tires. Finding a section of the track that keeps him from, that he's familiar with, at least, I should say. Shout out to Justin Glickner in the white Porsche here. He's holding a steady wheel, currently fifth. Got his eyes on John Daniels. Been a yo-yo in the top five this morning, today, evening.
It looks like rain all the way through. We are not going to have any sort of let up here. So it's still about 66 degrees air temp. So this track is fairly cool and it will stay wet. So I don't think we'll see any of these driving lines really dry out too much.
Yeah, even with 37 cars, 4 mile track, well, 3.5 mile track, it's going to take a lot to dry off if you don't have any moisture coming down. Only an hour race. I doubt we'll see rain too. Now, last week in Navarro, we saw him go past the 40-minute mark. There were 16, 17 minutes to go as John Daniels flips and slides into the pits as he decides to make his fuel stop now. But I was going to say, if the leaders wanted to go long, we saw him go almost all the way to the 15-minute mark. He made 45 minutes on a single tank. So, Adam, how do you think that they're able to save so much fuel? Is it just short shifting or putting on the power at a different rate, less wide open throttle time?
Yeah, I assume. I mean, I think that there's You really could do a lot of lifting here, especially with your longer lead into your braking. Looks like it's getting a little sunnier right now. But you're also going to have to be really gentle as you're going over the curbs. Normally, you would be really excited to start putting power down as soon as you get onto the curbs from that bus stop, but not going to want to do that today. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to run the fuel save. So we'll see how that works out. Looks like John Daniels made his way
Oh,
back out.
Logan
Oh
in the
no,
grass. Logan Boyle from P2. Looks like he keeps it together this time as well. Doesn't
he's
lose too much time.
he's still got about 3.5 seconds to chase Fincher, but Chase sees him, knows that he's got the opportunity here, knows that Logan's had a couple minutes of fear. I believe that's Chase's with some lapped traffic there. Yeah, he's got John Aslin and Walker McNulty there behind him. So we have had 4 retirements from the race. It's like Taylor Montague, Kevin Mayer, Brian Sarton, and Dan Gish got themselves into some trouble. So rough night for them. Never like to load into the game and see 60 minutes worth of repairs. But that's going to be rain racing.
Which goes to show you really do have to prepare. You never know what you're going to get now that rain is an option. That's more than just a curveball. I'd say that's a huge curveball.
Yeah, and it changes your practice and also really changes your strategy thinking.
You can't drive 10 tenths all the time and expect to win, although you're super confident, maybe. You've got it figured out. I'm going to butcher his last name, but Ronald here in the Gulf McLaren looks awesome. I gotta give props for the best livery on the McLaren tonight. Whoa,
Oh,
trying to get out of the way.
looks like that one's
Adrian. Oh,
he's going to have some trouble with that, getting that back to the pit.
yeah, his left front wants to go home. His right front doesn't know where to go. Oh, that's hurt. That's hurt.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be able to get that repaired.
He's almost to the point where he can make it back 3/4 of the track.
Yeah,
Welcome
you should
back
be
to
able to
the
get home from here.
welcome back to Midwest Motorsports, Adrian. We missed you.
Yeah, James, what do you have for the people that might want to? Oh, forgot the logo's broken, the QR code.
Hey,
What
no
do you have for
worries.
the people that might want to join?
Yeah, that's great. Midwest Motorsports is always free. We have 3 racing series. You go to midwest-motorsports.com. We have an oval series on Friday for the trucks. Sunday is the Cup cars, another mostly oval series. And Tuesday nights, you're watching the GT4. You can always go to midwest-motorsports.com. We're always accepting new members, and signups are always free. So come get some of the action, midwest-motorsports.com. Go to the website, check out the rules, decide which league works for you, and come join the fun. Yeah, the blimp view gives you an idea of how far back the spray goes. Oh, into the wall. Somebody down there in the tow. Or yeah, 3 cars back. Who was that?
Is that Hopper? Somebody? Oh, no, he's dropping down.
Sorry, it's a black car. It may have been Ian, but not sure. It's all good. They'll get it pointed the right direction. These GT4 drivers are definitely being challenged today. Who wins this one is definitely going to earn it. Yes,
Yeah, it
Ian.
looks like it was Ian. We've seen a
Your
lot of
last name
trouble
would
here
be.
coming into the boot here.
It's like under braking there. Just stab the brakes with the steering input. It just back in, stay
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, and
And then
as
you
you
have
let
a
up and start shifting, you kind of lose weight on the rear end, and then you're off camber there. It's not a good scenario, but luckily you do end up backwards like this, so a little less chance to take out your driving controls. So it looks like he got it stopped there.
no
Just a little
contact.
bit of, yeah. When it's pit stop, his crew will have to get the grass out of the grill, and maybe that'll be that.
Francis Faustino, P18. Up 6 spots from where he started. Francis Faustino is overdue for a good run. Did his personal best last lap. That might mean the track conditions are getting a little better. Do not see windshield wipers on Francis's windshield, so that might be a good sign. I think it's going to take a lot for the track to dry out. See blue
Yeah,
sky even.
I haven't heard this much driver communication asking about the state and condition of their car since really an ovals race. So this is more
Michael Liddell
chaos
just
than
had a
our
bad
drivers
lap.
are used to.
Yes, I would agree. Sorry about that. I just looking at the timing. Mike Liddell is not stopped, and he's back in 16th from the lead. So he had a really bad lap 2 laps ago. Michael Liddell going backwards. Number 56. Still riding with Francis. Here we go. Here's Ian Bacaitis one more time. Headed out of the bus stop.
Yeah,
And here's Michael Liddell.
not sure what happened there.
Oh,
Oh,
this is in a replay, so that's going to be hard to pick out. It was a BMW.
yeah, that Aaron Mitch might have been Aaron Mitchell here. Looks like he's in the pits now. Sounds like the
Oh,
rain is coming back.
and it must have been a timing glitch because Michael Liddell still shows in the front. So I apologize to all the Michael Liddell fans out there. Definitely a timing glitch. Everything is reset. You know, in the rain, all electronics go cattywampus. So maybe my computer did also. Jesse Coffee looks like blew it in the bus stop entry. Riding with the Porsche of Jesse Coffee.
Ooh, real hot.
Yep. Turned right, and the rear end kept going. Just like you said, mistiming the shift in the brakes. No contact, although he's pointing the wrong way. Good job to avoid a dangerous rejoin, backing it up, get it pointed the right
Yeah,
direction. That's the way to do it.
that's again, something I think we see a lot from people in this series is consideration for other drivers, making sure that you. Oh no! Well, that's why that's there.
Yeah, it's the right choice too. I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think for himself and for his competitors, I think just taking the fail safe is gonna help. But that's just what we're talking about here. That it's knowing when to make that save, or when to make an aggressive move, or when to just give space. Oh no, and he had
Oh,
another spin there. Shouldn't have taken any damage from that though, I wouldn't think. Maybe only emotional.
right. Damaged ego.
But anything could happen. A rain race like this, we've already seen at least 4 cars out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 5 and 6 fairly soon.
Here's Brian Coxon, last week's winner. Oh, back to JT, Justin Thaler. I think he's got a lot of damage to the nose from that earlier wreck. Here's Brian Coxon again and CJ Barzak. These two veterans of Midwest Motorsports, two of the nicest guys on the planet, and chasing each other down as we're just past the halfway mark, 27 minutes to go. Still a lot of fuel stops left to come.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some stretches here on fuel.
As the fight for 16th and 17th continues. 15th and 16th. Justin Taylor with some damage after a good qualifying. Qualified 9th. Currently running 16th, 15th.
Looks like the
Watkins.
48 took a meatball there as well. I think that would be
Oh.
Nick Aslin. So and a drive-through penalty for the number 9 of John Aslin.
Good to see the father and son duo, Nicholas and John Aslin. They do really well in the Oval Series and crossing over, getting some experience. Hopefully, it's paying off, even if you have races like this where you just gotta kind of slug through. You know, any day in your rig is a good day, I say.
Didn't manage to find him at Road America, but was always next year.
Justin Glickner, yep, and Chase Fincher. This is for P3. Glickner now. I was looking for Brian Coxon, supposed to be behind him, but all I see is CJ. Timing says Brian's supposed to be there, but he's on his out lap, so maintain the position. And
This is a
Chase
great run
Fincher
for
comes in.
Justin.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is a great run for Justin here, holding it together in the wet like this, going wheel to wheel with Chase, who we've seen be fast before. Good to see that talent come through. Should be able to put a number of points there on his buddy Justin Thaler.
Yes, I believe the two Justins work together, so this is definitely for bragging rights. Right now, Glickner has them, but the race isn't over yet.
Oh no, it sounds like the 18 of Chase Fincher is serving a drive-through. So
Oh,
so
stop and hold.
after oh, he's not in the air, you're right. Unless he's taking repairs here.
He might just be getting fuel, no tires.
That's possible. So it
May
might
have
be that
caught
he might
speeding.
have to serve another drive-through here after this. So that would be devastating. Sam Hubbard in the pits as well.
Got to hit that speed limiter before you get to the line, Chase. I'm going to guess that's what his drive-through is for. He'll have to serve that within the next 3 laps. No service allowed. Logan Bowl right on the tail now of Michael Odell. Logan Bowl has caught up. Easy to gain or lose 2 or 3 seconds in one corner or a series of corners as more guys come into pit for fuel.
Including Logan Bowl.
So this is it. Michael Odell going to try to stay out a couple more laps, maybe one more lap. Race for the lead is on. This In lap for Michael Odell is crucial to be fast. And then Logan Bull has to drive the out lap of his life after he gets service as Christopher Hopper and the Napa machine come out.
Quite an active pit row here today.
He's getting tires.
Sounds like Walker McNulty has hung his helmet up for the day.
Oh.
There's no crying in racing.
Wow.
Sorry, Walker. Cheer up. There's always Sunday for the Cup Series. Walker was on the podium on Sunday. Oh, as we got that Ronald again. All good. Little off and back on for Ronald abilities. Nope, he was in the Gulf McLaren. Sorry, Ronald. Might take me a little while to get to know everybody.
We've got a lot of McLarens this year.
That might have been Adrian. Good call.
We've continued to see the preferred cars of Midwest Motorsports change. Last year's shift to the Mercedes, this season's shift to the McLaren.
Here it is, the race for the lead. As Michael Odell comes into pit. Yep. Can Logan Bull get back as he's going through the heel of the boot now, coming up to turn 9.
This might be close.
They were nose to tail.
Justin Glickner also coming in as well. He is
Not
taking tires.
19 minutes to go. The pit exit is actually after turn 1. So Logan Bull has to make it all the way down the front straight. Turn 1.
Oh, he's rolling.
Odell. This is going to be close. There's Logan.
I think he may hold.
Yep. Michael Odell's most recent lap, 2:08.
There is a backwards car in front of pit out, but not an issue for Michael Odell apparently. Great stop for Michael Odell there.
For sure. I believe that was Kevin Bridges who let Logan go. Thank you, Kevin. P2, Logan Bull trying to chase down the McLaren, the BMW of Michael Odell. There he is.
He appears to be on a mission.
Brian Coxon is yet to pit. He's 4 seconds ahead of Michael Odell, so I don't think you can do a pit stop in 4 seconds. But it looks like the pit stop time, Michael Odell even spent longer stationary in the pits. So I'm not sure if Logan Bull had a bad out lap or a bad in lap. Losing ground. Shorter stop and lost some track position.
Looks like Alex Stetler getting some repairs as Norm hits his pit stop.
Looks like the rain is coming back down again, so we're not going to see any dry weather today.
No, we're not going to see any dry lines. It's going to stay wet. You will have to continue treating your pedal as if there's an eggshell under it.
Thanks, Ian. Letting Brian Coxon go. Coming up on a gaggle of cars. Traffic jam. Logan Bull trying to get through. Like Ian Bacaitis. Is that Michael Odell? And Logan Bull, that is a fight for position. 2 cars back. Logan Bull has caught him. Michael Odell is playing safe behind some lap cars. Now the urgency picks back up. And we have a race for the lead.
Using Francis as a pick there. And this is what we love to see here in this league. 3 cars in a battle for first place, 40 minutes plus into a race where we have rain here, and we've seen a lot of incidents, but to have these 3 cars this close together, that's what makes this league great.
Insane. And Brian Coxon still has to pit. Oh, Logan Bull decides to follow Brian. I think Brian was anticipating him going. Logan Bull taking no chances. He knows he's got the speed on. I think we're going to see a race. This last 15 minutes are not predetermined. You have to run each lap all the way down to the checkered flag. Saw a 7-second gap shrink to 0.
Those brake markers really start to disappear here when you're in somebody's toe. Visibility's not so great. You can see Logan here trying to stay out of the spray.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh, getting a little loose on the curb.
Hang on to it.
So you gathered it back together. That's a pretty nice save. That'll cost him some time, but...
Yes. These guys are 13 seconds over third place. So it's okay to take a couple of chances now.
Still 14 and a half minutes left. Anything can happen here. It's like Nick Aslin and Ian Bacaitis.
Yeah, I don't feel so bad about getting them confused earlier. They look like twins here. Black and red Mercedes. But nice save there by Nick Aslin.
Yeah, getting a little power down there from the Mercedes on the curb. Good to see him again jump over from ovals here to run some road.
And don't forget, Ian Bacaitis was last season's AM champion. So we know Ian can drive. He is currently second in the AM division right now. Nick Aslin, this is for the AM battle. Aslin going inside of Bacaitis. Thinks better of it. Bacaitis breaks deep, but holds on to the line. Nice work. Definitely going defensive. Driving into an early apex. Might sacrifice his exit. Not this time. Mercedes versus Mercedes. Blue sky. Wishful thinking. 12 minutes to go.
Oh no!
Ian puts the power down on the final corner just a little bit too early. Down he goes. That's how easy it goes away. A little bit of confidence turns into overconfidence.
I think that's where in a race like this, I think that you can show your nose, but you don't really have to stick it in there until a little later in the race. You just kind of give the other guy something to think about, and in a race like this, it's very easy to make a mistake, and all you need is one chance to make that overtake. Michael Odell trying to chase Logan Bull back down.
Logan Bull now 2.5 seconds ahead of Michael Odell. Not exactly sure how that happened, but this is not a timing mistake. There's Logan. There's Michael. Oh,
Yeah.
he goes off.
Same place that
Wow.
Logan went off there.
Good find, Adam. Thanks for finding that. Put the spotlight on Michael Odell. Nobody's immune to making mistakes.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Cost him a couple seconds. Got 10 minutes to try to make it right.
Could have been a lot worse. I agree. Only losing 2 seconds, so count my blessings. Or 3 seconds.
Might have been an off track there for Logan. Hard to. iRacing likes to punish you for going high on the line there, coming out of the final turn.
Thanks again to everybody tuning in and watching. It's really difficult with 37 cars to try to find every battle on the track. I would say it's nearly impossible. We're doing our very best. We like to try to focus on the leaders, but we try to get everybody in the shot on the broadcast that we can. So once again, thanks to everybody for watching. Don't forget to give us a follow while you're here. We also have a YouTube channel where you can catch up some of the previous races and some shorts that we've cut and snipped.
Yeah, there's a lot of content out there from various seasons and also different series, plus the podcast.
Jason Phillips, P7. That's Sam Hubbard, who's currently leading the AM race right now with a good 6 cars in front of the next AM driver. So this could be huge for points for Sam Hubbard.
Yeah, we've seen Sam have a lot of success already in that Mercedes here 2 seasons ago. Expect him to continue that.
Norm pulls over and lets Adrian go. Thank you, Norm. Great to see Norm. Man, Norm got second in the truck race last Friday night. So we got to give a shout out to Norm. He followed Ty Williams. They wrecked. He and Ty were up front, and Norm pushed Ty to the win. Got a sniff of the lead. Congrats, Norm.
Nice running, Norm.
One of the OGs of Midwest Motorsports.
That's right.
Francis Faustino, John Daniels behind him. This is not for position. But definitely for bragging rights, I wouldn't pull over and let him go. John Daniels, currently third. This is your P3. So I guess you should pull over and let him go, or just blink and let him go. No, he's going to let him go. Nice job, Francis. This is P3. So I take it back. John earned his position. Taking a lot of curb, taking chances.
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of time to make up, but he also has about 34 seconds on Brian Coxon. So the risk reward here of taking third and getting to second might be one where he wants to stay off the curbs and stay clean here.
If you can go home and say you were 15 seconds in front of Brian Coxon, you could almost call that a success in itself.
Yeah, if you tell somebody that they can have a 15-second lead on Brian Coxon with less than 10 to go here in Midwest Motorsports, especially lately, I think that's, you
Take that
take
any
that.
day.
You take that.
All right.
We have seen some more trouble for some folks. Looks like John Aslin had to jump to the pits to get some repairs. We had Steve Hansel had a meatball there.
"37 car field. It really spread out. Trying to see how many guys are on the same lap. See 10 right now. Justin Thaler being the last one on the lead lap.
Shout out to Justin Shoup. He's been letting people know in the driver channels where he's going to be if they're going to go around him. Never hurts to communicate here. It's in the game. May as well use it.
It's a big deal. Huge. You're both are going to be faster if you can figure out how to get around them without, losing too much time. You both will go around faster. So,
yeah, the easiest way to be predictable is to communicate.
Agree. These guys are doing the drive-throughs.
Chase Fincher has made his way back up to Brian Coxon. Looks like Brian's
pulled over.
Huh.
P1, your pole sitter, Chase Fincher, is now back up to P4. He went by Brian like Brian was going backwards.
It sounded like Brian let him by. I'm not sure what happened there.
Smell a conspiracy.
Yeah, something must be wrong with Brian's car there. Huh.
Maybe he owes him one. He'll pay him back later in the season. The battle for the lead's heating back up. Saw it dip under a second. Logan Bull holds him off with 4 minutes to go. 4-minute mark to get this one and one more. Maybe two more. As we go through the S's, turn 3 and 4 up to the back straight. Clear sky, wet track, full wet tires the whole race. Last week at Navarro, the dry line showed up, but it was too little too late. We're not even going to get a sniff of a dry line today as Michael Odell gains on the entry of the bus stop. Logan Bull not taking any chances with the curbs. Michael Odell says, I got to go. We got this one and two more. They exit the carousel, headed down the chute. We're now in the boot to the laces, headed towards the toe where everybody has gone off, including both of these guys have been in the grass.
Oh no!
There they go again. It's Logan Bull spins it just as I was talking about it. Michael Odell applying pressure.
Oh,
and Logan Bull goes around.
I can't believe it. We've seen a number of people have a hard time there going through that turn.
Here it is again.
Just too hot.
Late. Man, I want to see that again. He was online. Just too much speed. car took a turn. It took a turn in. Yeah, thanks, Adam. Great job working the cameras. Oh
Oh,
no,
he was counter steering before he even
Yeah.
got set.
yeah. The aquaplaner brake, oversteer, snap over.
Yeah,
Horses are
just
known for
asking.
that.
Had Michael Odell in his rear view, and he might have been asking a little too much of his car here.
Even the GT4 Caymans are known for lift-off oversteer, mid-engine. Oh, what could have been for Logan Ball. Still second.
Rough to give it away with a couple minutes left there.
Yeah.
Either way, great showing here from Logan. Had a lot of speed, especially given the conditions, and even overcoming a number of incidents without taking too much damage to his car. So getting back up there and taking the lead, I mean, that's pretty impressive in itself. And huge credit to Michael Odell for closing that gap back up, which started to grow for a minute, and being there for taking the opportunity and making sure to capitalize on that.
What an incredible GT4 race.
Yeah, it might be more frustrating for our drivers to have more factors to deal with and more stuff to practice, but as we've seen across all series, allowing for mistakes makes the racing better. This is where people can kind of flesh out together and people stay together. And we've seen a lot of good racing here for an hour of rain.
Even more, including qualifying and practice. 30 seconds to go. I'm not sure if he's going to get around for another lap. We were watching Sam Hubbard and Travis Rowe. Sam Hubbard's your AM first place right now. Travis Rowe is not a threat, other than just taking away some points from Sam. The next AM driver is 4 spots back in 13th. But right now, I don't know. Did Michael Odell do something? You got to go back up front. Something happened. Nope, it didn't. My timing is what happened. All right, 0 to go. I think this is going to be the checker flag. Time has expired.
Oh no, looks like Logan had a spin.
He was going for it. He was
He
going
still
for it at
has
the end. You can't blame him.
still has some time to get over before John does.
Checker flags are out. Logan Bowl makes it across. Here's your pole sitter, Chase Fincher, coming back home for P4. Congrats to John Daniels for P3.
Wow.
What an
Hopefully,
awesome race.
hopefully Logan's not too frustrated. Those incidents really cost him there, but great run to be in position to even have that mistake be costly. Really,
No question. I think everybody spent some time in the grass tonight. We had 13 cars finish on the same lap.
Brian Coxon comes in for 5th. Jason Phillips takes 6th. Justin Glitchner 7th. Sam Hubbard did take the AM win. Jack Lucas cruising in for 10th. Ronald coming in to take 2nd in AM.
You know what? You're right. I forgot to tell you that Sam Hubbard is a pro this season.
Oh, yeah, we need to
They
update
moved him
that.
up. That's right. Sorry about that. That means
I
Ronald.
say he's too fast for that.
Abilities.
Ron took the win then.
Nice. Newcomer to Midwest Motorsports. Hopefully, we get to talk to him. Trying to message these guys now. I think everybody's across the line. If you want to throw the results up, Adam, and maybe go through them while I try to get Ron and Michael up in the booth?
Great action here today. Saw a lot of incidents there, but had some casualties that didn't finish. But great run here by Michael Odell. Was able to reclaim the lead there after a late Logan Bull mistake. Nice run by Logan, finishing second. John Daniels consistent, taking third. Chase Fincher was fast, but had a couple incidents in a drive-through, put him in fourth. Brian Cox in fifth. Jason Phillips sixth. Justin Glickner had a nice run for seventh. Sam Hubbard another confident race in eighth. Travis Rowe ninth. Jack Lucas 10th. Justin Thaler in 11th. He will have to look his buddy Justin Glickner in the face tomorrow and tell him how many points he lost on this one. Jesse
That's
Coffey
right.
in 12th. Ronald Kabiltes taking first in the AM. Francis Faltino 14th in pro. Nicholas Aslan takes second in the AM division. CJ Barsack 16th. Kevin Bridges 17th. Adrian Fedorowski 18th. A lot of new faces here this year who are new to us. Some people are rejoining us that haven't been around for a little while. Great to see all of that. Adrian Fedorowski 18th. Norm Snyder 19th, coming over from the ovals. Andrew Miller 20th. Ian Bagaitis 21st. Jason Wahlberg 22nd. David Stark 23rd. Justin Shoup 24th. Rick Bundren 25th. Steve Hansel 26th. Rough day for Steve. I believe he ended up leaving the race. John Aslan 27th. Jason Calhoun 28th. Alexander Stetler 29th. Chris Hopper 30th. Aaron Mitchell 31st. Walker McNulty 32nd, had an early retirement. Kevin Mayer 33rd. Taylor Montague 34th. Brian Starton 35th. Dan Gish 36th. And Josh Bloom, I do not believe, started the race.
37 starters. Thank you so much to everybody that came out tonight for a wet race at Watkins Glen. You never know what you're going to get. The Midwest Motorsports GT4 season. Race 2, we have Ronald Kabilities with the AM division winner. Ron, it's James and Adam in the booth. You got us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. All right, so first of all, let's get the little stuff out of the way. You have to help me pronounce your last name so I don't get it wrong next time.
Yeah, it's Kabiltis.
Ron Kabilitas, your winner in the AM division. Congrats. What do you think about the racing? Talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. For the wet conditions, I've only done the wet in like the official lobbies, and it was horrible. I spun out so many times. So shout out to all the practices that the guys put up. So I did a couple practices. I spun out a few times and had some damage early on, so I had to pit early. So I think that pitting early went in my favor because after I came out, I had enough fuel to just finish the race.
I'd say it was a good strategy. Adam, you got anything for Ron?
No, glad to see you join. Great run, strong run. Able to overcome the rain there. You said you've been running open sessions here with some rain, and also jumped in the practice sessions. Do you feel like the practice sessions got you ready to go for this one?
Yeah, it definitely helped for sure. So shout out to the guys that were putting up the practice sessions. Really appreciate it because it's this Watkins Glen in the rain is tough for sure.
Yeah, a lot of camber to deal with. Were you able to save any fuel?
Yeah, I think I had probably about 3 or 4 laps left of fuel left.
Awesome.
Well, you're able to bring home the win and a good little jump to the next Actually, no. Nicholas Aslan was just 2 spots behind. So if you're adding up points, we're able to make up maybe for some missing the first race. But again, welcome to Midwest Motorsports, man. We know your name now. And
Yeah, I appreciate it.
yeah, you won, man. Congrats on a great race. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
All right. That's your amateur division winner. Congrats. Next up, we got Michael Odell, who's the overall winner after up and down race. I'm trying to get you off your mute here, Mike. Bear with me half a second. And Michael Odell, you got us?
Yeah, how's it going?
What a race, man. Well, didn't think you were going to get there until the last 2 laps, man. Talk us through your race start to finish.
Honestly, with the start, because quality pace wise, I was like, okay, I definitely have a good lap. And then I saw Logan and Fincher both just immediately drop the hammer, get the 6/10, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fight them and win on that. It was just a matter of with a 40 car grid. At a certain point, it's bringing into the mix with the traffic. So it's just like, okay, minimize the mistakes, keep good consistency, stay with them, and just as traffic goes, look for any chinks in the armor. Try to look for an angle where I can really kind of just get either better traction, better angle, better exit speed, just something. Because I didn't really think I was going to have an answer on the speed from them. But then as the race started, it was more of a who doesn't crash, because as the race would either be going from full wet to drying conditions, as you guys saw, I completely sideswiped it up the hill. And then they had a few mistakes themselves, and it was just a matter of keeping those mistakes to a minimum. And then at the end there, when I ran wide, was doing everything I could with the traffic ahead of Logan to hold on and make any extra time I could, but also at the same time not overdrive it to where I end up losing it all in a corner.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Is coming out of the pits, it looked like you stopped longer. I think you may have taken tires, and Logan didn't, but you still came out ahead of him by almost 5 seconds, and then half a lap later, he was right on your bumper going through the bus stop. So, talk us through those couple of laps there, how all that happened.
Yeah, so I was initially looking at the tire wear because I've only practiced this in moderate to wet or moderate to damp and then dry. So with full wet, I was expecting the rear degradation to be a lot worse. So when I went into the pits, I took rears. And with taking the rears, I was like, okay, they're going to be worn out because the BMW really likes to slide and wear fast with your rear tires. So I tried to account for that, and then when I pulled into the pits, I was only 3% difference. So it was like, if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't take rear tires because, as you guys saw after the first lap out, on top of the next 3 laps, I was fighting the car more than I was fighting him, just trying to get those tires to fire up, get up to temp, and just get some sort of consistency back into the car, trying to get the rears that are new acclimated to worn fronts.
Yeah, and then talk us through the final 2 laps there, where you were again having to chase Logan down and applying the pressure. Do you think that's what it was, or how did it? What was your thinking with the last 2 laps?
Honestly, with the last 2 laps, once I had that gap close up, the biggest thing that I tried to do was keep as much attention of his on me. And the reason being is because then the more I got him worried about me in the mirror, even though I'm 1 to 2 seconds back, the more I keep him looking at me, the more I keep him looking at the wrong way of the track. And he's missing a line, he's going a little wide, he'll miss a braking point, just enough to throw him off. I don't know if you guys saw it on the straight. Once I got within that 2 second range, I just threw flashes on a little bit to be like, "Hey, I see you." It's just a little bit, just something to tell him, "Hey, if you so much as touch a curb a little bit or wiggle the car a little, I'm right here waiting to take that spot from you." And I think that really played a lot into the psyche and the mental battle of helping it where he was just enough off that line that it ended up pushing him wide, and then I got the spot.
It was awesome, perfectly scripted, just like you wrote it up when you before the race started, right? Uh, One final question for you is about the next race, the first of our enduros, an hour and a half at, I'm sorry, 100 minutes at Barcelona in the morning. Hopefully, there will be no rain in Barcelona. I don't think it's supposed to rain. They don't get this time of year. I think it's a sunny season over there. But what do you think we're going to see for the first endurance race of the season?
Well, for the first endurance season, it should be very a lot more dynamic with the strategies, because with the current first two races here in Navarra both, you saw like it started to dry, but it wasn't enough to really consider a dry tire. But with both of these, for the 40 minute or the hour, there's only one stop. With the 100 minute or hour 40, we should see it might be a early pit at the start and then a dash through that middle stint. It might be a long first and second and then a mad dash at the end. it's going to be interesting because then I believe it should be a 2, maybe a 3 stopper, especially depending on weather. Because just because Barcelona don't get rain doesn't mean that it might get some when we're there. And if it's just enough to throw people off game, that will definitely play into the strategy and how people are having to build that strategy turn by turn if weather is at risk. If weather's not at risk, it might be 2 to 3 different strategies, but then we could probably see it go up to like 12, 15 plus strategies different just because if it's a little bit damp or it downpours or it's one corner of the track just has a little cell pass. It'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of strategy to play out.
Even if there's no rain, the heat and the tire wear at Barcelona could be a factor whether you take them or not, especially considering you're going to have 2 stops. So all to play for. Second race of the season, you're doing pretty good, Mike, so far this year. Congrats to you, sir. And Adam, you got anything for Michael before we let him go?
No, great run there. Keeping it close. It seemed like everybody had at least some sort of issue here in this track. Difficult track to run in the wet. Great job keeping in there and staying close to be ready for that opportunity when it came.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to be there to get it, man. Congrats on a great one, Michael. We'll be looking for you next Tuesday night as we go to Barcelona for an hour and a half or 100 minutes. Michael, congrats on a great race, man. We'll look for you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.
Good
Take care.
night. That's Michael Odell, your race winner, overall winner. We didn't know that until the last 2 laps. So congrats to everybody that participated. Thanks again for bearing with us on the technology side. We got it straightened up at the end. Thanks to Josh Watt for that. Adam, great racing. Another great race on a Tuesday night, man. You want to help us close out?
Yeah, great run here from Watkins Glen. We'll see everybody next week, same time, same place. Check out the rest of the race when the replay goes up. Make sure there's nothing you missed. Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join the league if you'd like to join. Stop by Midwest Motorsports website, midwest-motorsports.com. Find out more.
That's right. And as always, don't forget to stay in your lane.